Hello everyone and welcome to my first ever Minecraft Bedrock Edition tutorial. And what I'm going to be doing today is actually going to start off with this module right here, which gives you status effects and which gives you debuffs based on the vicinity that you have set up, which is, well, this giant box I have right here. Sorry for that. Yeah, this giant box that you have right here. And I'm going to be teaching you, well, of course you can make this large scale, but I'm going to teach you how to do it in a small scale first. So let's get started. The first thing that you're going to want to do is get your starting coordinate. This block right here. For me, that's 402, 4, and 114. Next, you're going to want to get the shifting in blocks for all of these numbers, which means that from this block, count all the way to the end of the vicinity that you want this module to encompass, which is from 402 all the way to about here, which is 434. That's 32 blocks, which is what I have on the sign right here. Dx is equals to 32. The same thing for the z-axis. You're going to want to count all the way from 114 to the end, which is 146, I think. Yes, 146. And then you're going to want to do the same for your y value. Your y value actually on a super flat world will always be 4. So it's actually easy to do the math. Your dy value, if you start at 4, is 36. So that's going to be your dy value, as seen in the sign right here. Right there, dy 32. So now we're going to get straight into the tutorial. What you're gonna want to do is first be prepared. I have blindness on this module, so it's gonna be really shocking. Boom. I'm gonna take this redstone dust out so that I get all of that. That's really good. The first thing you're gonna want to do is, with your starting coordinates, take note of this. Test for at P, x is equals to 402, y is equals to 4, z is equals to 114, and then the shift in the blocks, which is your dx, dy, and dz values. And then you're going to want to make sure that it's always active, it's on repeat, and it's unconditional. So that whenever you get into the vicinity, the command block checks for that, and it takes a comparator output. Hook it up to a redstone dust, which is hooked up to 2 repeaters. With this repeater right here on the right, have it hooked up to a block, a redstone torch, which on top of it is an impulse command block that says effect at P clear. This will clear out all of the buffs that you have right here, well, including all the debuffs, but the debuffs have their own module, so it'll clear mostly just the buffs. Next, you're going to want to have this command block right here that checks for the item that you want to set here on this record ward, for example. Clear at P, let's say diamond sword, 0, 0. If you put any value above 0 or below 0, it's going to clear it out of your inventory. So you're going to want to put 0, 0 only on this, and then hook it up to a comparator, which is then connected to a repeater, which is connected to redstone dust. And then you're going to want to hook it up to an observer. Let's leave this part for later. So you're going to want to hook it up to an observer, sticky piston right on the side with a redstone block. And then this block right here, leave that empty for this redstone block to be pushed here to power this repeater. And then a line of command blocks with all the buffs you want. And the reason why we have it on repeat is so that, well, if we test it right here, if we test all of that, if we try and drink milk, if we just try to drink milk, you're going to still get the debuffs. Well, at least for the buffs, for the debuffs. But if you drink milk and you have your item on you the entire time, you're gonna have a bad time because the command block here is going to detect that, hey, the player has the item still in his inventory. And so it's not going to power up this observer right here. And it's going to not power up these buffs. And so you're not going to get the buffs. So basically, milk is your enemy for this module. Milk is definitely your enemy. Now let's take out that redstone dust right there to continue on with the tutorial. Now, after that, you're going to want to hook up this other side of the redstone dust to 2 repeaters, one with 4 ticks on, one with 2 ticks on, and then have this redstone torch, which is connected to this line, which is all the way connected to the clear block that we have right here. The reason why we want that is so, if we have the item, it's going to give us the buffs. As you saw, the piston extended and powered this right here. Now, the reason why we want to have this timing correct is because if we remove it from our inventory, it allows for the piston to react, extend, give the buff again, but this torch lights up because this is no longer powering this block, and then it clears the buffs. So that's the reason why we want this timing to be correct. Again, 4 ticks and then 2 ticks. That's it. Easy as that. This module is just a less complicated version, and it's for the debuffs, which is, for me, it's wither, slowness, and blindness. All you need is the test for block. I have different coordinates, which are referring to this lime block right here. And this yellow box. This is the yellow box for the debuffs. So basically, it'll detect if a player is already standing within this vicinity, and it'll give me the debuffs. But if you go here, it won't. But it'll check for the item if you have it in your inventory. So yeah, it's just that with the number of shifting blocks. From 32, it was decreased by 3, I believe. Yeah, because from here, 1, 2, 3. So as you can see, I removed 3 blocks in all directions so that it'll be 29. So 32 minus 3, 29. So you get all of that, hook it up to a redstone dust right here. And then same module as earlier, you get a block with a torch under it with the clear effect here, and then all of your debuffs. That's it. That's all you need to complete this module. So that wraps up the tutorial. If you want to clarify anything, leave it in the comments below. If you want to see more tutorials like this, consider subscribing. Maybe ring the bell if you want to. And I've been EnzoSS100, signing out.